Yo, how's it going everybody? It's your boy Frame1 back with another reaction for you guys, and in today's video we are going to be checking out Company of Heroes 2 Review, Historically Accurate Edition, TM by SsethTzeentach or Tzeentach. I'm not really sure how he pronounces his name, but you guys can go ahead and let me know in the comments how to do that correctly. Shout out to Xavier for this video's recommendation. I have only seen one video from Seth before, and that was his Elden Ring video. That was because after I beat Elden Ring I was absorbing like a ton of Elden Ring content. Other than that, I have never heard or seen any of this guy's content, so we're going in relatively fresh and blind. So yeah, let's jump into this thing. 16-minuter. This is going to be a long one relative to my other stuff on the channel.
Hey
Company
people,
of Heroes
Seth
2.
here.
Yo,
Fellas,
what up, Seth?
I gotta confess, I'm down bad. I got caught peeing in the sink. Now, I don't think that's weird. It's a victimless crime, just like punching someone in the dark. If the sink is so forbidden to urination,
no, they're still a
then
victim.
why is it placed so perfectly, reducing my hesitation? But I feel embarrassed. No, not because I did it, but because I got caught. I'm not gonna stop. I'll just get better. For the future, I'm gonna trick shot my stream around the sink bowl. That's a silent projectile. Effectively, I'm applying a suppressor to my gun barrel. That way, members of my family cannot ambush me so easily, and I will not be shamed by people who immediately revert to authoritarian fascist statements such as, "We have two toilets. Why did you use the sink?" Listen, I saved water. I saved lives. Maybe a few decades from now, there'd be entire villages in sub-Saharan Africa singing songs of praise over how much water I saved. And you know what? All I had to do was unload my fire hose in a kitchen sink. Company of Heroes 2, strangely enough, is the topic of this video.
Yeah, what? That's how he started his video? That's how he intros it? That was pretty funny. Is this how Seth's content normally is? Because I don't remember that Elden Lean or Elden Ring video being this random.
Game played by old men, namely us. Company of Heroes 2 is a squad-based RTS covering the events of World War II, a fictional war where Germany hired Hugo Boss to design their fashionable blitz of Europe, Russia managed to kill 24 million of their own people, and the US greatly increased the temperature of two neighborhoods in Southeast Asia. All this happened while the UK sat in a corner, still wondering why marching all your men single file into machine gun fire during World War I may impact their ability to participate in the sequel. Basically, a sequence of events so absurd that we depart from the realm of fiction.
When did this game come out?
Everything seen here is not only real, it's historically accurate. Yes, the blast radius of a single grenade, approximately the same size
destructible environments.
as everything you love and cherish. Yes, the trajectory of a mortar shell, statistically, by a random chance, will always land perfectly on a soldier's head.
Statistically, by a random chance.
A machine gun will pin every squad on the map. That is, unless you own the machine gun, in which case it pins one enemy, gets flanked, and eats a Molotov to the face. Tanks counter infantry.
Is this an online game or like
tanks? But pray tell.
He said it was an RTS. It does not look like an RTS to me.
What counters an anti-tank? Answer: the same tank driving towards you. Combat is a mystery. Sometimes the enemy calls in air support, pinning our infantry. So, logically, I shoot them down. The burning plane crashes into my friend's base, taking out the rest of his infantry. Here is the largest tank in the game, the King Tiger. Notice, standard for vehicles of its time, the
blends right in
German
with the environment. It's great.
Job. One of the greatest features of this game is custom content, because when I pick a shitty anime
this is not right.
You get no choice in the matter. You're forced to download the same shitty anime faceplate, which, when inspected closely, reveals instructions on how to make meth. I believe Central Intelligence can employ this in the future. We join someone's game, forcibly download illegal content to their PC, and do a sting operation on their residence. If they start screaming civil liberties or probable cause, cite Penal Code 129, paragraph 27, subsection C, which states, anyone caught playing Hearts of Iron 4, Europa Universalis, or Company of Heroes 2 is probably a domestic terrorist. I also really enjoy setting my victory strike to FPS killer. I almost feel like it's an obligation. You see, one of my friends doesn't exactly have the best computer. This encourages him to play his very best, because if he loses, he's not just gonna lose the game. His PC will overheat and die,
World famous
killing
gang
him
stalker
in the explosion. But I'm getting off track. Gameplay. You produce units to capture and hold territory. The more territory you hold, the higher
Oh, it
your
is
income to spend
RTS.
on units and upgrades. Your objective is to either take and hold certain key positions or destroy the enemy HQ. Very simple. Infantry.
Dude, I thought at first it was just like an old school first-person shooter from like the Call of Duty 2 days. That's kind of like what the graphics reminded me of. But I mean, a lot of RTS games have like a theater mode or something along those lines, so I guess that's how he's getting these cool angled shots.
Come in squads of 4 to 6. Each of these individuals can fight and die on the battlefield, but as long as the squad stays alive, you can replace your dead soldiers. This is infinitely cheaper than ordering a fresh new squad. This is a micro-intensive RTS where positioning matters. There's a cover system. 4 dudes hiding behind a cow isn't great, but it's better than getting capped in the middle of the street. Sandbags, broken vehicles, or even a domestic dwelling offer the best protection. However, terrain is dynamic.
I have played a handful of RTS games in my day, like Warcraft 3 and Age of Empires, but I haven't played any that revolved around infantry units and war. I guess I actually have played XCOM, which would be a single-player RTS, right? So maybe that's the closest thing I've played to something like this, but I kind of want to check this out if there's like a newer version, like a Company of Heroes 6 or whatever, because this looks hella old based on the graphics.
Tank shell can transform brick walls into brick memories. A howitzer
destructible
pancakes
environments
buildings into rubble and any men inside
Battlefield
into red stains. And artillery fire causes deformation of the soil, leaving craters that provide cover in the process. Basically, in
that's really cool. Terraforming.
We already knew how to terraform.
Yeah, that's really cool.
We see and make it worse. There's also ice. I don't really talk about it because having ice implies that you're playing a winter map, which nobody does because they suck. Ice breaks on impact. It's a great form of population control and a good way to lose your tank. Vehicles are a little different. In general, the distance, angle, size, wind resistance, conductivity, and horoscope of the ammunition against the horoscope of the armor determines damage. Most 88mm shells are made in June, making them a cancer.
Oh my god, look at the size of that tank.
Production of German armor was late September, making it a Libra. Cancer typically defeats Libra unless Mercury is in retrograde, in which case all bets are off. A tank's armor is strongest at the front, which means the back and side is ripe for the taking. Fighting a tank directly is a terrible idea. Your shots won't do much if they even connect. You'll know true terror when you see every anti-tank gun shoot the same
armor-piercing rounds.
To hear a characteristic ting, which means their front plate is so thick that every shell just bounced off. On the bright side, the heavier the tank, the slower it moves. So we flank, outmaneuver, and ambush them instead. And if that doesn't work, there's always the Soviet approach, where I take a T-34 and ram it into your tank.
Oh my god.
Germans had the best tanks, but the Soviets designed their gas pedal in reverse. Once you start the ignition, you press the pedal to stop the tank. If, hypothetically, your head has been blown off by shrapnel, your foot will release the pedal. The engine will accelerate and take out one of the best tanks in the world.
Oh,
and then you make another. Disclaimer, I don't know if this is true. My sources are some schizophrenic guy whose bathroom was red with chicken blood. And before you say, Seth, I don't think he sounds reliable. I'll have you know, he's a practicing doctor. Let's talk about the races. There's 5 in total.
Wow.
First, let's talk about the bad guys.
Jesus.
The British. I'm kidding. The Orcs are a defensive faction. They can lock down large areas of the map with emplacements, and their tanks feature some of the best armor in the game.
Oh, whoa. I never saw the decals close up. Yo, by the way, this is a normal British tank. This is a real Cromwell. Bro, this is real.
What?
Everybody gangster until the Churchill starts vaping. They do temporarily suffer from a lack of manpower. That is, until you reach late game, where Saruman begins to command the very mud to rise up and reinforce your squads with Urukai.
I was about to say the Urukai are coming.
Gigantic loans with even higher interest to all of their
Gringotts.
allies. By the end of the war, I expect their banks to hold most of the gold on the planet. But in this game, they actually
Dude, I
fight.
love
They
this
can
guy. A
expand
Lord of
their
the Rings
basic
and a Harry
skills
Potter
never
reference in
lose
one
a single
video.
engagement because, unlike everybody else, they don't retreat. They just park an ambulance outside and spawn camp your base. If you even dare to counter them,
Swiss?
they'll spam rangers instead. Homo Sovieticus. This game's release was met with heavy criticism from Russia, stating that portraying the Eastern Front as a slaughterhouse where civilians were conscripted to fight with a single lever action rifle between 5 or 6 people was inaccurate, because by the time you get to use it, realistically, you're a group of 3. In this game, the Russian army
Oh my
works much the same
God.
way. Everything and everyone is mass-produced and expendable. Our tanks are built like shit. Our men leave their homes with teary eyes, domestically abusing their wife one last time because they know full well they might not come back. The High Elves feature the 2 best vehicles in the game. The Kubelwagen,
Right?
which has the highest RPM in the entire game. It also dies from a mild gust of wind, which makes
Right,
keeping
of
it
course.
alive all the more interesting. And this is a Sturmtiger. The gun is so
What is this
huge
paint
that
job?
It must be reloaded externally by the crew for 30 seconds. And this
my
is what it
God.
sounds like when it fires.
Oh, here we go. What the fuck?
Oberkommando West are highly mobile and aggressive. Their playstyle is keep pushing the front line until you win.
Dude, I'm
and
not even
occasionally
commenting
send a
on this
Kubelwagen
video. This
into
looks
their back
awesome.
line. And finally, we have the Germans. I don't like playing the Deutsch. Everything is incredibly bureaucratic, just like Germany. Oh nein, Entschuldigung, we have not escalated the battle phase. Please continue losing a little longer before we can authorize the countermeasure for what
Jesus.
you're currently losing to. Wehrmacht has some of the greatest variety in units and tactics, but I am very
What
bad
is
at playing
this?
them.
What
I'm
is
highly
that
emotional
tank?
and
Why does it have like a dish on top? What if somebody chucked a nade in that little fort up there? You guys are all fucked. There's no chance.
very bad at playing them. I'm highly emotional and unstable. So yes, this will affect my opinion. There's many ways to play this game. Against AI, against players, 1v1, 2v2. Anything is possible. But let me tell
Okay.
you the worst way to
I
play
wonder if
this
my
game,
friends would play this with me.
4v4 versus expert AI.
Oh
Heck,
god.
fucking 4 experts? Hell yeah, I'm ready to get butt pounded.
What do you mean butt pounded? This is joy. Do you not feel mirth?
Which is what we've been doing for the past few weeks. It's a bonding exercise, a form of collective suffering that
Right.
brings us closer together. Allow me to summarize that experience.
It's like my interactions with my friends.
Playing against expert AI is like your Goku in a hyperbolic time chamber. You
Right.
get so mad so fast. You're training years in just days. You're learning forms of anger that take decades to develop. My life is currently one of those Fortnite shirts you see around town.
Based
Except instead
Keanu
it says,
ally.
Sleep, scream, repeat. I fucking hate this game. I lied. It's not fun. You go in with hope. You come out
okay.
a broken,
Here's the real
hollow
review.
husk of your former self. But why? Because Expert gets everything you get, except double. Plus, perfect
What?
reflexes, map hack, and the ability to bend reality. You're going to be eating your first tank shell before 5 minutes into the game. You're going to make progress, only to see free red flares drop on top of you, undoing all of
airstrikes.
your progress. You're going to look away for a split second and see your whole squad disappear. You're going to play the game.
How many squads do you get to control at once? Like, it kind of looked like a pretty big battlefield based on the mini-map screenshots and snippets that he put on the screen, but the way he's talking about it, it seems like you're controlling only a few squads at a time, but it is an RTS game, so I imagine you got multiple squads you're going to be running with.
Game perfectly and still lose. In summary, Company of Heroes 2. I hate it. It's great. But before I continue, consider the following.
I feel about a lot of games I
Purchasing
play.
A legitimate
Elden
copy
Ring.
of the base game allows you to play only 2 of the 5 possible factions. That's right. You only get
What?
to play Wehrmacht and the Soviets. The rest is DLC. Surely that's not too bad, right?
Yeah, it's what,
the
$200?
least they can ask of us to buy the base game for $20 and
Okay.
then buy the other free races for $40. But wait, it gets better. Most of the game features are locked behind faction commanders, which can be purchased with money. For reference, an entire
Oh,
faction
God,
is
this
the
is
same cost as
awful.
4 commanders. However, and people are very quick to point this out, you could also earn them with in-game currency.
Oh, that's pretty
using
cool.
The greatest loot box ever made. I've played over 100 hours. Do you know the number of times I dropped currency free? Do you know how many more I need to earn a commander? 27. I love simping for corporations.
Sorry,
I love
hold on.
cash shops.
I need to rewatch that. What?
Very quick to point this out. You could also earn them with in-game currency using the greatest loot box ever made.
Okay.
I've played over 100 hours. Do you know the number of times I dropped currency free?
Oh, he's saying from the loot boxes he's gotten 3 currency drops in 100 hours.
Do you know how many more I need to earn a commander? 27.
Oh my god. So he needs that 9 more. He needs to play 1,000 hours to get 1 commander then, based on the math here. That's fucking crazy.
I love simping for corporations. I love cash shops. I love that yummy high fructose corn syrup. I love the United Nations. With this in mind, I strongly encourage anyone interested to visit a third-party reseller instead. The copy you're looking for is the Master Collection. This should include all the races, but instead of $60, you spend $15. Yes, I know, everyone and their mother is scared of CD key resellers.
Pro tip, if you guys are going to buy any game on Steam, make sure you check out G2A. This is not an ad, of course, but over the past like 6 months, I want to say, I've probably saved hundreds of dollars on buying games off of G2A rather than buying it straight from Steam, because there are so many key resellers on there, and you just got to find one with like a 98% satisfaction rate from customers, and you probably won't get scammed. I've never been scammed once on one of those sites, but he's right.
I bought about 100 keys online. Every single one worked. Then I once bought a boxed copy of Fallout Tactics from the store, which just had an empty case with a code inside. That code didn't work. So, from my experience, putting my trust in a random Polish stranger gives me better results. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. This video is a test to see how quickly I could churn something out. Turns out for creative output, in the absence of passion, vitriol is an entirely viable substitute. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
Whoa, that was sick. Who is that? Nice Lambo. What is going on in this video? This is the most chaotic video I think I've ever seen. Oh my god. This was great though, man. Make sure I'm not missing anything else. I think it's just more of the same. Oh, what's this? Alright, hold on. What the hell is this? Finn.
It will now be issued to all new conscript squads.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. It hasn't even started. It hasn't even started, but this is like free.
Oh, fuck. You may be experiencing low frame rates because your settings are set.
Oh my god.
Why did you get out? Why did you get out of the tank? They just stole Strangelove's tank because he got out to repair.
Oh, by the way, do you want to see how booby traps in this game work?
What is this?
Boobies.
You shoot it.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
You heard of that woman that...
What game was that? That looked pretty fun.
Her name's your mom.
Got you. Yo, thank you again, Xavier, for recommending this video, man. I really appreciate it. And thanks to everybody else who's been leaving comments, recommending videos for me to react to as well. If you guys enjoyed that, please leave a like, drop a subscribe if you want to see more stuff from me like this in the future. And let me know if there's any other content creators or videos from Seth that you want me to check out as well. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!